Which, if you're FlyQuest, you would love that revenge.
Yeah.
Like, but not only would it be a play-in.
To the Worlds 2024 Swiss stage draw show.
All right, here we go.
We have 16 teams split into 4 pools. Pool 1, Pool 4, Pool 2, and Pool 3.
Where's the guy from last year's rules draws? I like that guy. Where did that guy
by
go?
regional strength and the team performance
Okay,
throughout the
we
2024
do
season.
not want Mad or Gam.
Teams from Pool 1
I just
will play against
think it would be
teams
better
from
for
Pool 4.
FlyQuest.
And team
I think it would be better for FlyQuest if we don't get Gam or Mad Lions. I just think it would be better. 100% I think it's better for us if we don't get them.
Pool 3. Remember, teams cannot play someone from their own
dude, I
region
hate that
in
rule.
round 1.
Okay, I'm going to vent here for a second. I don't like that rule as they're getting ready to pick these first ones. The first part of this draw doesn't matter. They're just going to pick, I think, like the people that are going to get the first matchup. I don't like the rule that teams from the same bracket can't play each other, and there's a very simple reason for that. I think it's like artificially fixing the brackets on like who will at least make it through the initial stages. And I get it. It's only for the first part, but I don't even like it then. I think that whatever team you draw in the opening stage is the team you should have to play. And if you draw somebody from your region, too bad. Like, it's fine. I get the people like, oh, well, it's not entertaining or it's not fair or what. It's like, well, what's fair? Like, it's fate. You drew a team from your region, play them, move on. It's a small gripe. I understand it. And yes, it's only for the first phase. I get it, but I don't like it. I don't like that the teams can't play each other. I think it's plenty interesting. I mean, there are plenty of great inter-region matchups that you would love to see on a world stage right from the beginning. It makes things very, very interesting. I think it introduces a lot of chaos, and I think that chaos is good for viewership. I think chaos is good for a bracket. And I think like not knowing that your starting block is going to be changed up if it's too close to a starting block from somebody else that's from your region. I think that's bad form. I don't think they should do that. So that's my gripe. I wish they wouldn't do that, but it is what it is.
Easier options to go through. So
It is G2 Esports.
you're very much hoping you're dripping down the bottom now.
I'm gonna turn down desktop audio.
Please draw the last team from Pool 1.
Yeah, we know that. That's us.
Matchup I'm probably most excited for from Pool 1 and Pool 4 is like a Mad Lions versus FlyQuest.
No, shut up, Raz. Be quiet. We don't want Mad. It's not that we can't beat them. It's just we don't want Mad to start off the group stage. Or, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want Mad to start off the playing stage.
Like, the amount of opponent that they're going to face off against and
Okay, we want PSG or Pain, to be honest with you.
We just the good news is you can't get any rematches when you get into the second round, right? So you just kind of pull BLG and say, cool, you're out of the way now. We cannot interact with you ever again.
Yeah.
So maybe that works out better.
All right.
All right, who's going to get Han with life is the question. My condolences. Also, that means we're not getting PSG now. Condolences to PSG. You got Hanwha life. Fantastic. That's like a guaranteed win for Hanwha.
Be the one that would take down these top teams.
Yeah.
So if you truly want to test that analysis, this is the game for it.
So in the past, PSG Talent have done okay against some of these teams. So.
Why? Why Gam? It's winnable, but also that's a hard game for Fly.
That's a good point, Doug.
And the reason I'm saying that is because Gam looked so good. They looked so good in play-ins. Like, they looked like an LCK team. I don't know what you want from me. They looked great. That's Pain.
So then,
when the schedule comes back up.
So that's Pain G2. Ooh, that's not a lock for G2. That could be a loss for G2, unironically. In a best of one game. Ooh. Mad. Okay. Ooh. Sad we got Gam. I would have liked us to get PNG or PSG. PSG, they're going to lose against Hanwha Life, so that's just a one matchup there.
Wait, can we have a look at on the matchups later.
Team Liquid Honda.
See, this is where it would be great to have, like, Gen G could play T1. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't have that rule, like, come on, it would be good. It would be funny. I know, all the LCK teams are like, we already solved that game. We don't want to see it again. Yeah, well, the rest of us didn't, so. I mean, that's not true. I watched them play, but still.
I mean, that's the thing, says a lot about the at Worlds every year, but even more so this year.
TL, who would we want from
PL
pool
and
3.
LCK, absolutely insane. Top esports
LNG is
the
in
strongest
pool
out of
3,
the LPL
right?
For the majority of the year, despite the fact BLG were there.
We
So
probably don't
I
want
think it is gonna be
LNG.
crazy.
It
Boom.
is Team Liquid Honda.
Honestly, going into the finals, this was going to be the expected pool 1 team. Team
I don't
Liquid.
know.
Of course, that was like a
Next team.
banger of a finals that
True,
they
yeah.
had. As a reminder,
Who
that
else
was
is
the one
there?
where the minions was the difference maker.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
We have Fnatic.
There's Damwon. Damwon wouldn't be bad for T1. We could win that.
Cheers
T1's
from
that's a
the
winnable matchup for for TL. That's a winnable matchup for TL's
From
Damwon.
pool 2.
T1.
I wonder if it's
Oh,
GG.
That would be crazy.
See, I don't want TL to get T1 because if they did, then I have then it's like it's not fair for me if TL gets T1 because if they do, like who do I cheer for? Like TL are my boys, but also I want T1 to win Worlds.
Pool
We
3.
can't have
So
any
I don't know. I'm like there's a conflict there. Like I don't know who I want to
Because
actually win that.
I'm not gonna be able to keep track.
LNG Weibo. Oh,
And T1.
TL versus Weibo would be okay. TL versus Weibo. Actually, I think we're okay. I think like Weibo, LNG.
Hold me, I'm scared.
I think it's okay. I think we're okay. T1. I think we're okay against all of those. If in a best of 1, I think it's fine. Unironically, I think we're okay. LNG. So it can't be test for an LCG, so that means it's going to TL, right?
Thank God he stayed home.
So we will
Oh my God.
move LNG down to the TL match.
I think they just, yeah, okay. Yeah, they determine that, I think, by the next available team, I think is how they do that.
Can we at
That's a
least
little
play
weird.
with Yao
Nah.
still? I mean, like, of course, Scout
That's a little weird.
I know, but I'd want him back.
We, GB?
T1. Oh, test T1. Okay. All right. So first of all, I don't have to watch TL play T1, which is great. But also,
Yeah.
Please drop
Test
off.
versus T1. Let's go. Banger certified.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
when you
Yeah.
consider like the
This is
the
for
latest
Fnatic.
form of T1 and what we've seen from them, that's gonna be spicy. Weibo.
Weibo.
Alright.
You know what?
We have another
So-
Weibo Gaming has the next
Tarzan looks
matchup.
pretty
Now please
pretty
draw
scary.
the
So it'll be Weibo versus Fnad.
It's
Fnatic?
fine. A lot of emotions.
No. Weibo versus Jen. Weibo versus Jen.
D plus
I
Kia.
And
think.
again, like I really.
And then
really
Fnatic-
wanna
then
know
Fnatic
to make
DK?
it Kia.
Final look
Yes,
at the
Fnatic
matches
DK.
that
It's
we have for
amazing
the
this
Swiss
year.
stage round 1.
T1 TS,
Oh,
Team Liquid
wait.
LNG,
Fnatic
Fnatic DK,
Oh my God.
and Gen G versus Wild.
We're gonna pause this for a second. Oh my God! Look at this. So it's Hanwha, PSG. That's a Hanwha wins that like 9 days out of, like 7 days out of 7. Like that's 100% Hanwha. Fly Gam. I'm gonna pick Fly, but I'll be honest with you, that's a rough matchup. Like that's a difficult match, and it's a best of 1, so it could go either way. And like Gigabyte Marines looked really clean. G2 Pain, like that's not a lock either. G2 can 100% lose that game. Pain is very, very scrappy, and like G2 or they like to ooga booga mode, as I call it. They like to boogie, so yeah, they could get caught up in their own little energy there, and just that could become a feedback cycle between those two teams because they're so chaotic. BLG versus Mad, Billy versus Mad, BLG. Test versus T1. God, that's not fair to try and predict that one. That's like, okay, Test T1, that's like a UFC match. You don't put a wager on that. You just sit there and you watch who wins. You don't put money on that matchup. That's ridiculous. I have no idea who wins that. Like, theoretically, it should be top because, like, T1 have struggled, like, this latter half of the year, but, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It could be T1 because they always show up in Worlds form. That's the thing is like T1 at Worlds is different than T1 in Korea. Like it's just a different animal altogether. TL LNG, I'm okay with that. We can win that. Like that's not an easy win. It's I think like the same difficulty as Fly versus Gam. It could go either way, but I think TL can win that one. I think like as long as they're disciplined and they just don't run it down, I think they'll be fine. Fnatic DK. Ooh, Fnatic is kind of hot garbage. I'm not gonna lie. So I kind of give that to Damwon. I could be wrong. Like Fnatic could just magically be good coming into Worlds, but I feel like Damwon probably just wins that. And then Genji Weibo, gotta give that to Genji. There's like no way Weibo takes that series, right? Like there's just that's not a thing they're gonna do. 100%. Dude, all of these matchups are bangers though. Like every single one of these are matchups you want to watch. Like HL, like Hanwha versus PSG, like that's a lock. Like BLG versus Mad, like that should be a lock. Gen G versus Weibo, like that should be a lock. But they're all great matchups. You want to see every single one of these games. So as much as I gripe like that same teams can't play each other, or same region teams can't play each other in like the first part of the bracket, like this is a really good draw. I don't think anyone got like too much of something free, because like the upset potential is crazy. Like, God, imagine if PSG upset Hanwha, or like if Pain upset G2, or like Weibo upset Gen, or like some of that stuff. Like, or even I think like even T1 Test is technically an upset, to be honest with you. Like, I think technically that would count as an upset because of the way T1 have looked at the latter half of this year, especially Faker. But like all of these games are really fun to watch, and depending on who you have winning and losing for the rest of this bracket, like things get crazy really quickly. So, and I love, like, I also just love, like, for story-wise, that we have, you have PSG, so you have PSG Talon, you have Gigabyte Marines, and you have Pain Gaming. Like, you have these three teams from this, Brazil sort of Latin American area. Like, you have these teams that look really, really, like, they look okay. Like, GAM looks great. PNG and PSG, they look okay. But, like, the fact that they're there in playing, or from plans at all, if that they're in Swiss stage, is crazy. And that makes the 100 Thieves thing hurt, like, even more, like seeing what matchups they could have got, or what the matchups would have been in Swiss stage. But they just played so badly. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say 100 Thieves deserve to lose, but they didn't play well at all. I mean, they had 3 really questionable series. They never drafted particularly well. Their execution was never fantastic. They weren't clean in macro. They weren't clean in micro. They were over-aggressive. They weren't patient. They didn't have a lot of discipline. They just sort of got wrapped up. And, like, they didn't play particularly well in any of their series, even the series that they won. So, I'm not going to say that they deserve to lose, but, maybe it's better that their Worlds run ends here. And, like, especially considering all the matches we've got now, like, I'm fairly happy with everything I think I'm seeing here, just from a viewer standpoint. And then, like, from a North American fan, like, these matchups are okay. They're not as bad as they could have been. So I'm okay with it. So yeah, interesting. This next third of the tournament is going to be interesting. So cool. All right, some good matchups.